Just like the topic of villains in American Horror Story, the concept of a hero for this show is so strange, but yes, I am diving into what I think are the best heroes in American Horror Story history. I am so excited to dive into the heroes of American Horror Story. I recently did a video talking about all the villains of American Horror Story and which ones were my favorites, so I think it's only fair to do a video based on all the heroes from this show. Now, in American Horror Story, this show is filled with bad people, or people who do bad things for good reasons. So this might not be a clean-cut list of the best heroic people of all time, and you might not agree with everyone on my list, but I can't wait to dive into this because this is such a fun topic and we have some crazy characters ahead of us. Before we dive into the full list, let's talk about some honorable mentions real quick. First I have here is Allie Mayfair Richards. She is the Sarah Paulson character from Cult. This poor girl had to deal with so much insanity from her wife leaving her basically to join a cult because she voted for Jill Stein instead of Hillary Clinton. Like, oh my god, I'm glad she dealt with her wife the way she dealt with her. But not even that, the way she infiltrated this cult, the way she got over her fears and her anxiety. I love this character. I went from thinking Allie was the most annoying character in history to a character by the end I was like, yes girl, you kick ass, you take over this cult, you run for office, you deserve it. And I loved seeing her character have that growth, have that evolution, because not many characters in American Horror Story get an evolution like that. That leads me into my next honorable mention, and it's Madison Montgomery. If this was just based on Coven, she would nowhere be near the heroes list, because Madison Montgomery was not a great person. But after Apocalypse, after her beautiful heroic arc in that show, and just how she grew, she still was Madison Montgomery, that bitchy fun character that we all love, but she had a whole different mindset on life, and a whole different outlook on how she will handle things, and I loved Madison. She risked her life at the end of this season to, like, basically let the Coven live. She faced off with Langdon multiple times. She went into Murder House with a bitchy smile and said, come on, come at me. I loved Madison in Apocalypse. I really think she deserved this beautiful heroic arc that she got, because Emma Roberts usually just plays bitches, and I like to see a bitch with a good soul, a bitch with like a heart of gold, and that's what Madison was in Apocalypse. Like I said, if this was just based on Coven, she's not on this list, but this is because of Apocalypse. She redeemed herself so much that season. Speaking of Apocalypse redeeming a character, number 5 on my list is Cordelia Good. If this was right after Coven, Cordelia would not be placed on this list, but after her amazing turn in Apocalypse, just like Madison, this witch has forever earned my respect. The way she handled her Coven, I didn't like how she was portrayed in Coven. I didn't find her to be that engaging. I didn't think she was that good of a leader, but by the end of Apocalypse, Cordelia was amazing. She had a great group of women around her. She had Myrtle Snow, Myrtle Snow almost was placed on this list, but I had to give it to Cordelia. She's the bigger hero of Coven, of Apocalypse, but she placed amazing witches around her. She played the game. She sacrificed herself. Everything about Cordelia in Apocalypse made her a hero to me. It made, honestly, that's one of Sarah Paulson's best characters she'll ever play. It's not the last time we'll see Sarah Paulson on this list. I try to keep it to one per actor, but Sarah Paulson has been the hero in so many seasons. She's so great. Cordelia is such a great character. I loved, like, you know what really sold me was that conversation she had about being Fiona. She was so worried that she was turning into her mother, and Myrtle was basically like, if you have the fear you're your mother, then you're not your mother. That was such a real moment that like really broke her character down for me, and I had a whole new appreciation. I love Cordelia now. Trust me, before Apocalypse started, I did not like her, but after that season, just like Madison, Cordelia earned her place on this list as one of the best heroes in American Horror Story. Number 4 on my list is a very interesting pick, because look, I will complain all day about how hit and miss Roanoke is as a season, but it did give me one of my favorite heroes of all time, and that's Lee Harris, played by Adina Porter and Angela Bassett, because remember, Roanoke has 2 of every character. I loved Lee's character so much. I thought she was such a strong woman, even when she's having to fight rednecks, deal with her crazy ex-husband, or having to, like, get her daughter back from this witch in the woods. Everything she did was for her daughter, to better her life and her character. I loved Lee Harris. She might not be one of your favorites from Roanoke, but go back and watch this season and realize how badass this woman is, how she handled those crazy rednecks, how she dealt with everything, even Angela Bassett. This is mostly for Adina Porter's character, because she had that amazing ending where she, like, sacrificed herself. I loved her. But don't forget, Angela Bassett in those reenactments was awesome. She had that drinking problem. I just love this character so much. Like I said, I had my issues with Roanoke as a season, but it gave me a great hero. It gave us one of our first women of color as a hero as well. I love Ramona Royale and Marie Laveau, but they're not heroes, really. To me, Lee Harris is the first woman of color to be a hero, and honestly, one of the first in a long time that I felt was like a real badass. Like, I love me, we'll talk about Liz Taylor in a little bit. I love me Madison Montgomery or Allie Richards, but Lee went through it all. She was tortured, she was a prisoner, she was a badass, she was an alcoholic. Everything Lee went through was to better her life and her character, and I just respect that so much. Number 3 on my list. This is what I'm interested in talking about. The only male character to crack the top of my list, and there's a reason for that. Kit Walker is one of the few American Horror Story men that with such a good soul, especially from Evan Peters, who loves to play bad guys like James March or Tate or the gross Kai Anderson. I just love Kit's character. Asylum is another season that has its moments for me, the aliens, the Nazis, all of that, but Kit, his story with his wife, his story with, oh my god, just him, his redemption with Sister Jude, and how he took her in and nursed her back to health. I love Kit's character. He went through all the bloody face drama. Everything about this character I felt. I just sympathized for, just especially in Asylum, where this was a heavy female season. We have Lana Winters, we have Sister Jude, Sister Mary, we have a lot of women. But what Kit did was kind of counteract how gross Bloodyface was, you know, how great that gross that Dr. Thredson character was, with how good and earnest and real Kit was as a character. I don't know if maybe Jimmy with the lobster claws is one of the other, like, better male characters, but Kit to me just felt warm, inviting. I just felt for him. The way, you know, that one episode where him and Lana are just run into Sister Jude after, and she does the name game stuff, they just feel so bad for her. Even after she was disgusting to him, Kit was still, like, sympathetic, still had that soul. And look, for a male character on American Horror Story to be this nice and I have this many positive things to say is an accomplishment, is a accomplishment in its own. Kit deserves this. Evan Peters deserves this spot. I love him so much. Oh, Kit. I should watch Asylum. I'm gonna go back and watch that one just to see my Kit. Number 2 on my list, the real queen of the Hotel Cortez. It's Liz Taylor. Now, Liz Taylor is played by a man, Dennis O'Hare, but Liz Taylor is a trans woman, so I'm gonna put her under a female category. I love this character so much. The Countess is my favorite person ever in any American Horror Story. We all know that. She's sitting right over there, right here, Miss Countess. I love her. But Liz Taylor, Dennis O'Hare's performance as this trans woman touched my soul. Like, I just got so choked up. The moments where he was coming out, even when the Countess did that, a wonderful thing of, like, you just smell like, the story was told so well. God, and Liz had one of the most tragic stories in this thing. The way the Countess hurt her love life. I just love Liz's character, and I really thought she was the only thing that helped this, like, hotel not crumble under the reign of the Countess. Like, Liz kept things going on. She tried to kill the Countess when she needed to, but then also at the same time was like, you know what, bitch? You a crazy bitch. You did some bad things to me, but still, actually like a Kit Walker, I like a character that forgives. In American Horror Story, there's some mean, cruel people, and for you to be able to forgive, and for you to be able to still love, it means the world to me in this universe. When I got to see Liz still at the end, when she's doing that, you know, I'm gonna pass away to be with my man, when the Countess was there and she allowed that to happen, and they shared that moment, I was like, wow, like, bitch, that takes some massive, like, no pun intended, balls to be able to be like, you know what, yeah, I'm here, you're here, let's do this. I just love Liz Taylor, a great character, amazing to see, so many fun episodes with Liz, you know, shooting people up with the hotline bling, the episode where she came out, just dealing with Gabriel Sidibe, like, I love the one episode where they try to kill Queenie and he has, like, the knife, or the gun behind his back. I just love Liz's character. I love Dennis O'Hare as well. He's another one that doesn't really get to play good people often, like Spaulding, the Byrne guy from season 1, oh god, the guy with the big penis and Freak Show. No, but Dennis O'Hare got to play Liz Taylor, who we all love, who she's one of the best characters ever. I love Liz. I hope you do too. Where does Liz fall on your list of heroes? Because she better be there. Now it's time for number 1 on my list. A lot of you guys are going to be able to predict this. It's the ultimate hero of American Horror Story, Lana Winters. She's the first amazing Sarah Paulson character. Sorry, Billie Dean Howard, but like, Lana Winters is amazing, and she has made an impact on the show's history. Like, Lana has been on, what was it, Coven? She was on Cult, Roanoke, because she interviews Lee Harris, and she's also mentioned in Cult when Allie's like, oh no, I turned down all the big interviews, you know, Barbara Walters, Lana Winters. So she's an established character in this massive, crazy universe, and I love that. Lana Winters has went through everything. Getting tortured and raped by Buddyface, giving birth to him, having to kill that son later on, getting out of the hotel, fighting the devil, everything this woman did in this season, in just Asylum alone, not even being a badass in Roanoke when she like kills that redneck. I just love her. She is awesome. Lana Winters is the ultimate character, is the ultimate Sarah Paulson character. I know that there's some people who aren't a big fan of Lana Winters and doesn't think she's like the best hero of the show, but name another. Name another character that has impacted multiple seasons, that has actually made a good impact on their season. Because Lana was never really an anti-hero. Usually someone like Lee Harris or Cordelia kind of falls into this anti-hero. Lana, to me, was always good. Was like, she went in there to like get the asylum taken down because of how they were treating the LGBT community, how they were just treating patients in general. And then she got stuck there and tortured and all that. And then the aliens, and then the bloody face stuff, and on all of that. She held that through and was so awesome. I love Lana's character. I can sit here and have a moment of just thinking about Sarah Paulson and just be happy, because Lana is that amazing. So that is it for my heroes of American Horror Story. What did you think of my list of these characters? Do you agree with them? Do you think I placed some people wrong? Do you think Liz Taylor is the best, better than Lana Winters? Let me know down all your feelings in the comments below. I cannot wait to talk about this. I like this episode, actually more than the heroes, or sorry, more than the villains. Something about finding heroes in the American Horror Story universe is strange, harder than you can think, and I had a great time. So give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below, and let's keep talking about American Horror Story more, because oh, I cannot wait for this show to come back.